Foul is fair. Chapter 5, Busker. Megan had a few thousand more questions start to form in her head as they rode, but each one disappeared into thoughts of those eyes, those teeth, trying to ready herself to run. To run for where, she wasn't sure, but at least she knew the area around the stadium. A lot of her mother's clients held their events in the area, or, for really big deals, at the stadiums themselves. While her mother never attended shows, she ended up bringing Megan along to the meetings at times. Even more familiarity came from the Kahales' die-hard football fans bringing her along to games. Megan liked them. That had less to do with the football and more to do with the excitement and activity, but she kept track of the Seahawks anyway, and the hat Mr. Kahale had bought her at her first game had become a constant of her wardrobe. Lonnie left the bus running, with Megan right behind her. Not seeing the red cap was almost worse than if she saw him right behind them. From the moment they were off the bus, Megan was sure she was seeing flashes of the red hat in every group of people and around every corner. She tried to focus straight ahead and just not lose track of Lonnie. She would normally never attempt to run on the steep winding pathways leading down to Safeco Field, especially in the middle of the day with so many people around. The girls got a lot of angry shouts and calls to slow down, but both ignored them. Lonnie had an easier time avoiding people, ducking around them. Occasionally, the shorter girl leading the way made people at least watch for anyone else running at them, but Megan still ended up ricocheting off a few people, shouting, "Sorry!" backwards without breaking stride. At last she saw him as they were approaching a long stairway and a bank of elevators. He was still some way away, trailing the pair, but Megan was well aware both how quickly he could cover ground and that if she wasn't careful, she'd end up transfixed again. She tore her gaze away and just focused on Lonnie as her friend rushed for the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, there was more foot traffic, but spaced out in a wide area around the base of the stadium. A saxophone player stood near one of the support columns, her instrument case open next to her. Megan took the stairs 2 at a time, trying her best to keep up speed without losing her balance. At the bottom, however, Lonnie grabbed her arm. Megan's first instinct on being grabbed was to try to fight free, but seeing who it was, she stopped and looked at Lonnie in confusion. Despite the dire situation, Lonnie seemed much more relaxed than she had been on the bus. "Can I borrow $1?" "What?" Megan was getting some kind of psychological whiplash. "Can I borrow $1?" Lonnie repeated, looking at the bronze-skinned 20-something woman with the saxophone and the open case. "I'm still a teensy bit bleeding. You said he has a taste for me and will be anywhere we go, and you could really stand to borrow $1, yeah." Megan silently reached into her pocket and pulled out $1. "Thanks," Lonnie replied, before, with an odd calm, going over and putting it in the saxophone case, as if that was a thing one did after running for one's life from a monster 49ers fan. She returned to Megan's side quickly and weathered the confounded staring well. It took Megan a moment to process what song the saxophone started playing. It would have been difficult even had she not been standing outside with blood staining her torn sleeve and panic fueling her pulse. She'd certainly heard it plenty of times, she just wasn't used to hearing it as a simple melody on a saxophone. She was used to hearing old ladies with guitars blaring from Lonnie's stereo, and the voice of every single Kahale present in the house singing along. It wasn't some perfect 4-part harmony or anything, but Lonnie's parents, if her dad was in town, and her little brother always sang along warmly. "Okay, first, how did you... Wait, no. First, why aren't we running anymore? Second, what the hell is going on? Now, third, how did you find the only busker in the world who knows your crazy engineering folk song? He knows it's not worth it anymore, and I promise I'll explain. Now please give me a minute. We need a moment to settle, and this is a classic." Megan sighed and waited, listening since she didn't have another option. At least the song was, admittedly, a better focus for her attention than the stinging of her arm and the memory of those eyes. She knew every word, including all the technical ones she didn't actually know. She didn't get it. It wasn't just that she wasn't the right kind of nerd to identify as much with a song comparing people to construction materials. It was that no song brought Megan and her mother together the way this song centered the Kahales together. Megan's mother rarely sang along to the radio at all, and when she started to, she never finished. It was yet another of the Kahales family things, entertainment, holiday, collaborations, projects. that Megan didn't have. As the song ended, Lonnie took a breath. Okay, time to meet her. Lonnie led the way up to the woman with the saxophone. She was taller than either of the girls. Admittedly, most people were taller than Lonnie. She was also a lot more athletic, judging by the muscle tone in her arms. The fact that the woman seemed comfortable in just a t-shirt in the cold weather also struck Megan as odd. The t-shirt was some kind of band shirt with Bauhaus-ish letters reading sax and violins. Megan wondered if the woman and her string-playing compatriot had formed a band just for the name. Then she realized that was an odd train of thought for a time like this. But then, that had been the norm for Megan until the past month. Stranger still, before bothering to say hi to the woman that she clearly knew, Lonnie was crouching over the saxophone case. Two little heads rose to greet her, a pair of little tan with black spots kittens. The similar coloration and patterns suggested they were siblings, but differentiating the pair was made easy by the fact that the one on the right was wearing a little leather helmet with cutouts for his ears and a pair of goggles. Despite everything else that had happened through the day, Megan couldn't help but stare. That's really weird, she muttered. Sure is, the busker agreed, but Maxwell insists on riding without a helmet. She gestured to a Vespa parked some way away with a basket on the front. He's crazy. Megan wasn't sure from a distance as she looked at the human-sized safety helmet hanging off the Vespa. Are there 2 holes drilled into yours? Yep, said the saxophonist. Matter of comfort, she added, as if that explained anything. Lonnie stood upright after greeting the kittens, rolling her eyes. Megan, meet Kasha. Megan paused, eyeing the woman, then looking around for the red cap. You're sure he's not going to just follow us more? Not while we stay with Kasha, Lonnie answered confidently. So she's another one of the fairy things? Megan asked without near as much confidence. A satirist, Kasha responded. You think I'm hot now? Just wait till dusk and it'll be all horns and hooves. So he's afraid of her, Megan ventured. Most of the time, they'd probably both enjoy the fight, Lonnie replied. Right now, though, it's 3-on-1. Even a red cap isn't going to like those odds. 'Cause we were so useful before, Megan snorted. Oh no, not us. Them, Lonnie gestured to the saxophone case. He's afraid of kittens? Megan asked, taking a closer look at the pair. If you haven't figured this out yet, Lonnie began, you can't trust how fairy things look on this side. Anyway, Kasha, can we come home with you? I owe the old man enough, Kasha said. About time I paid some more of it off. Come on. She headed for her case and the kittens, both of whom were almost standing, front paws on the sides of the case, glaring in the direction the red cap had last been seen. Right. Nothing is what it seems. Got it. Megan reached down to scritch one of the apparently very scary kittens in thanks.